Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. My name is Edward Townsend. I'll be your moderator today. All right, all right. Thank God for being able to be here. A lot of activity and things been going on in the area, but hey, we're here. We're here on this Wisdom Wednesday, ready to impart some wisdom today to those who are willing to receive and act accordingly. All right, all right, all right. Let's go ahead and get the scripture out of the way. We'll talk about Jeremiah 1 and 5. You are approved. Before you were ever formed in your mother's womb, I saw you and proved you. So, a lot of things we worry about, we already been approved. We don't have to show God, ask God, be afraid that we didn't have, do, or whatever, that you won't get what He has to offer or the best for us. We already been approved. All we have to do is act accordingly. Okay? Now, you are approved by Almighty God. Isn't that awesome? You are created in His image, and you are the apple of His eye. You did not choose God, but He chose you, and He is pleased with you, His most precious creation. Notice that the verse doesn't say that God approves you as long as you don't have any faults or as long as you don't make any mistakes. No, God approves you unconditionally, no matter how many weaknesses you may think you have today, no matter how many times you fall, you got to get right back up again and hold your head up high. Don't allow the enemy to bring strife into your life by deceiving you into thinking that you are not good enough. Stand strong in your thoughts about yourself, knowing that not only have you been chosen, but you are approved by the Almighty God. Man, Lord God, thank you this morning, Lord, for waking us, Lord, as we go into this new day. Thank you, Lord, that you woke us up this morning, that our house was still standing, Lord, and nothing had happened within our city. Thank you for the survivors of the past weekend, Lord, and past week of storms and things. We just want to give you our thanks and praise this morning, Lord, for all that you do. Thank you. Thank you, Lord. Thank you. Praying for my niece's family, Lord. They lost everything, including some lost their lives, uh, injuries, children, the whole works, Lord. So it's been a trying uh, week because I never experienced it. And I just want to thank you for making me strong enough, Lord, to be able to stand and be able to serve the ones that's not strong enough, Lord. And I just want to give you all the praise, honor, and the glory, Lord. In Jesus' precious name I pray. Amen. 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 Today is Wisdom Wednesday. Wisdom Wednesday. Won't be on very long. I just wanted to come on and touch bases with you. Look like the storms has moved out of the state now, but going into other states. So the same danger that we had in the past week or so, they are now experiencing it. So we just want to thank God and pray for them that when if it hits their area that they will be able to stand and be safe and be safe. And my message today concerning Wisdom Wednesday, notice we're about finances, we're about business, we're about jobs, we're about survival, we're about economics, we're about all the things in education that you need to survive. During these trial experiences, I've seen a lot of things that took place. People displaced without things that they needed most in a time of trouble. But it's prevalent. It's all over the place, all over the world, all over the United States. People are being killed and shot in schools, and devastation and uh, natural things that's happening for storms and floods and fires and different things like that. But we just want you to know, Lord, we appreciate you. And we thank you for keeping us through all hurt, harm, and danger, Lord, and just continue to watch over us. I just want to say this much to the listeners out there today. Uh, all the things that I talk about are in preparation for things that come forth, so that you don't have to struggle, that you'll be able to stand financially in this world system. And you need to make some change, like the title says today. God said today, you are approved. Not maybe yesterday, you are approved. So make a change. Do something in life financially to position yourself so financially you'll be able to stand and not be knocked back or struggle in the process. I keep saying it, it's getting worse every day, every day. Every day it gets worse and worse. Jobs and jobs and jobs. I see more people using usury to entrap people into things that they don't know about because they're constantly trying to increase their finances. They're constantly trying to reach desires, which they're seeking the wrong desires. You cannot work your way to wealth. Your job don't produce enough to work and finances for you to have wealth. And a lot of people say they don't need wealth, they just need to get by. But why put the pressure on God like that when He promised you the 1,000 cattle on the hill, streets paved with gold, and everything? So just enough to survive and just enough to get by is not in His vocabulary. So we love God and we want to do the right thing. So why belittle ourselves and seek just enough? Is it because of laziness? Is it because of fear? Is it because of doubt and skepticism? I think so. And I think that someday you're going to have to make a change in life to get to the place that you need to be. I shout out all the time to people and trying to get them to see they need to do something different. If you've been doing the same thing for the last 15, 20 years and getting the same results, and you keep doing the same thing over and over and over, that is a prime formula for insanity. And we don't want to be called insane. Well, let's not do insane things. And we don't have to worry about that because it is what it is. If you keep doing the same thing over and over and over again, expecting different results, then that's a prime formula for insanity. Let's step above. Let's be proud. Leave our kids a legacy. Leave our kids generational wealth. Leave them the knowledge of how to provide and survive in this world. We don't know when they get grown up what's the society going to be like. We've seen great changes in the past 10 years. Every 10 years, we go through a phase of change. We had the pandemic, we had the 9/11. And after those 10-year sequences, we had struggle and change. We're willing to change. Okay, now we have extreme weather, and people are getting caught up in situations where it's a financial problem or financial situation. I talked to a lot of people in this past week, and my goal was trying to reach them financially. Look, you need to start playing today. You need to start doing things that's going to secure your future, secure your kids' future, impart wisdom and knowledge into the people that you love so that they can do better. You can't make them do that, but you can put it out there in front of them to where, especially your family, your relatives, because we're family. I can talk to my brother in a righteous way. I don't have to sugarcoat anything. I can say, bro, look, what you've been doing don't work, man. You need to do something different. I can talk to my sister like that. I can talk to my brothers and cousins and people in my family because I feel that I can do that as a family member, as a person that loves them and care about their situation when it comes to finances and other things in life. But we're talking about finances today. So what I'm saying today is strictly about where your financial worth is at. And what would you do if a catastrophe or a situation happens that really hurts your finances? I've been up nights and days, and I've been praying. I've been asking God to help me to reach the people. and where they are, and it's hard. It's hard. You lose a lot of sleep, but you know what? God give me the strength to survive everything because all of it I can't do, I cast upon Him and let Him take care of that. And that's what we got to do today. We got to change our mindset. We got to be willing to make a difference, to make a change, and let God step back and let God help you go forward. But you got to do something. It's not just going to happen. Sure, we love the Lord, and I believe that He's with us. He helped me with things that I don't know about, and He helped me with the things that I do know about, and asked Him to go with me and help me to make it happen. I talk about that all the time in my business because I want Him to be a part of my business venture. Go with me in every avenue of it. Make it successful. We see things beyond what I can see. He said His way is not my way. And I want Him to do it in my business and make it happen His way. And I'm just a vessel, a servant here to be the vessel to get it done and move it forward on my body. He can snap His finger and make things happen. He's still in the miracle business to make things happen. So it's up to us to do the things that we're supposed to do to help everything to go better with us. Okay, sorry. Okay, there we go. To help things to go easier. See, He honors our desires, our passions, leads to wealth. Numbers. I've been talking for years about numbers, and I see the numbers every day. People getting wealthy and wealthy and wealthy, but yet and still the mass majority of the people don't understand what's taking place. They're still locked up in systems and subsystems that controls them and have them in bondage, and they not know that they are in bondage. Conditioning. We've been doing the same thing for so long. We're no different than a bird in a cage. You can open the door and he won't fly out. A hamster in a cage that runs on a treadmill, that's his biggest activity. And you open the door, he don't see the need to run outside. He's been conditioned to where this is the most important thing to do. And so have we. We've been conditioned, especially in our work situation. I'm not down to work. I say that all the time. So I'm almost at the point to where I don't say anything different after if I say job, then it's job. Job holds you in bondage. Jobs have you conditioned. The people in high places that's in charge and making things happen utilize these numbers within people and things that goes on to build their wealth. It's usually, I don't like it, but for an example in the Bible, when people are complaining about they have been doing the work and they're getting paid a certain amount, and then God put on a new worker and He paid him the same amount that He's been paying the people that's been doing it for a long time. But see, God don't see things the way we see it. We should be more like that. That way, everybody is on equal field. That's why I always say, when I finish my broadcast, always victory, and I will see everybody at the top. Because if I become a millionaire, so will they. If I make a lot of money, so will they. If I get promoted and do good in things, I'm going to pass it on. Everybody wins, in other words. Everybody's wins. In the military, we had no man will be left behind. We should remember those things and keep those things in mind. It's all about me. In this world, it's all about me. It's all about mine. I'm going to use my system that works to use people in the process to get to where I need to be. God ain't pleased with that. I had a lot of situations, and I passed all that on to God so I can stay sane and that I can do the right thing and focus on what it is that God helped me to do. And that's where we are today. I just want everybody to pray for me, pray for my family, and through this time of bereavement and things that we have to get done for the children. But pray for my family. Not only that, but also for coming together as a unit to make things happen in our family as a unit. Because we're part of a society that in numbers, we have great power. We need to become unified so that our power is seen and not just talked about and hoped for. We need to become unified so that we can produce and make things happen. Because I am a true advocate of being wealthy, but I don't want to be wealthy by myself. I want to be able to help others. That's why I ask God to bless my business, bless my endeavors, bless what I do, so that I could be a bigger and better blessing to other people. So I'm not going to be on much longer. I just want to thank everyone for the calls and concerns and the contributions and things like that. I just want to thank each and every one out there. I want to talk to my family, let my family know we as a family, we need to come together as a whole. We're giving away and wasting so much wealth and so much time within our lives by not, how you doing, cuz? Thanks for getting on. And coming together and getting things done together as a unit. I have stepped back because a lot of things that I'm saying on my broadcasts, people are taking it and run with it. And I'm glad Miss Deborah's here, my cousin here. We communicate, and that's what I love about her. We communicate and we do things together, but we have to be in control of what we're doing. We have more than enough people to do anything we put our hearts desire to do. As a unit, it makes us stronger in what we're doing. It makes it easier for what we're doing, and we're in control of what we're doing. And we don't need other people to call us to be successful. It's all about them first and us second. And I'm not for that. I've been through that. I've done that. I've tried that. And it's just not, because we don't have no control over the people that we depend to get things done. We need to come together and make it happen for us, where we all in control and have say-so of what's done. We all profit and achieve much from doing that. And I'm just asking everyone out there in my family, I'm starting at home first, in my family, to come together as a unit and just put a little effort in what we're doing, a little effort. I put a lot of time and years into what I'm doing, and right now it's at the point where it's ready to explode and happen. All it needs is us. Finance is not even a problem. It's us. Because even if you got the finances, the big corporations out there have the finances, but they still need people where they get all of their wealth from, the haves and the have-nots. There's no middle class. You either have it or you don't. It's the have and the have-not. So we need to change our situation to the haves. The haves and the have-nots are people that just don't have, and the workers, the jobs, people working jobs every day. Those are the have-nots. And those are the people that spend all the money in the world, and people take that and build wealth from that, because the system that they have put in place is the system that drives and controls us. We're that bondage that we held in, that conditioning factor that we held in. And I'm just tired. I'm tired of that. And I'm trying diligently to get people to understand, if you're going to have wealth, if you're going to live the lifestyle that you want to live, it's up to you. You make it happen. God said, I give everybody a measure of talents and skills, but everybody wants to go on their own path. They want to be the Lone Ranger. That's what the enemy loves. The ones out there that's just toiling and not making a difference, toiling and not getting a change, toiling and not coming together, make it happen all at one time. See, in unity, we go to games. We are a team, and we win championships. Plan, strategies, and preparation put in place to win that, where everybody benefits. Even if I sit on the bench for a whole year, if we win the championship, I still get my ring. I still get all the accolades of being a part of that unit or team. It's no different than us in life doing the same thing, but we got to first come together. They don't send a lone soldier off to war. It's a group of people that creates that power. Everybody's skill and talents work toward the power within that unit to win. Team, the old saying we had back in the financial world, teamwork makes the dream work. So we got to get back to the old basics to make things happen as well. And I'm looking forward to people this year to come on board and be a part of Houston Wall Street movement. It's my business, but it's a program designed to help people build and be in business for themselves. Our structure is not just for us. Our structure is the people, is a business. If you have a business and come on board with us, that's what we're looking for. If you don't have a business and come on board with it, we're still looking for you because we're helping people to create a business. And we want to be a 50 chapter in every state. We only got 2 chapters right now. Texas and Arkansas. 2 chapters. And everything that we have within our Houston Wall Street Movement program is what they use in those areas. Everything's already been done. I spent a lot of money, a lot of years and time putting it all together where it's ready to explode now. We just need to come together and make it happen. Unified. I don't have a lot of technology skills, but I learn. If I see it and see how it works, I learn how to do that. But we got people in there that's most skilled in technology, but they're selling themselves out in other people's companies to build wealth for them, other than coming together as a unit. And let's all benefit from all of our talents and skills that we are giving away and selling ourselves to other people out there in the other world, the working world, right? We have a lot of skills and talents. So let's utilize those skills and talent within our unit to build wealth for our families, our generational wealth, leaving a legacy of how it was done so that our children's children will know what we did, that we will have a track record on how we got there and what we did to get there. I'm bubbling over today, being able to get back here and speak and talk about wealth. Sometimes we get sidetracked, things happen in life, slows us down. But you know what I'm saying? Today is still Wednesday. Even though I wasn't on at 1 o'clock, it's this Wednesday till midnight. So I learned not to try to beat yourself up. It's good to be on time. It's good to be consistent. But sometimes situations and changes, it's still today. So the broadcast still went on today. And I hope everyone that was on will understand how life goes. We don't live in that perfect world. The perfect world that we're seeking is the one that we have to create for ourselves. We're in charge of our own economy. Nobody's going to give it to you. And you're not going to be able to work your way to where you're trying to go. See, I know I'm not the person that's going to get a job. I'm a person that's trying to build wealth so I can be a bigger and better blessing to everyone that's in my reach or desires, family, friends, and so on. I just want to be more able to do more things. Sometimes it takes a little extra to help people to start or get along. And I want to be that part to help them to get along, especially when it comes to finances. It's a big thing. Don't think it's no little thing and just pass it by, just enough to get by, just a little, hey, I'm okay, da, da, da. If you don't have wealth today, you're living. But financially, you're not okay. Any disaster take place can set you back. Because the systems that we caught up in don't allow us to build wealth within their system. We got to create our own system because our desire is to build wealth. So I hope I said something today. And I thank you, cuz, for getting on. And I wish more people would get in through the comments. Do you have anything to say? Just type it in and I'll pass it on. I have a platform there. See, that's what I'm saying. I got a platform so powerful that other people can be a part of my broadcast. They can talk, and I'm learning more and more as I do it. And it's just been upgraded. It's got so many bells and whistles that I haven't tapped into yet because I have to learn it before I start broadcasting, because I can't go clicking buttons and stuff right before broadcast and then get everything all out of whack. but have a platform to where we can have at least 15 people on at one time. I can have guests on to talk to and ask questions and reach more people. So I'm asking people to get on the call. Get on the call Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. I do the podcast here. And on Monday, Wednesday, Friday in the afternoons at 7 o'clock, I have the Zoom where we go into details and we talk more about what do we need to do to go to the next level. The website, please go to the website. It's scrolling across the bottom and click on the web company website and see what we're doing. And, just be a part of something big and something that's working toward your benefit. If you don't have a business, if you do have a business, you have everything that it is that you need. Okay, buy back our blocks and renovate them. Absolutely. I've been on that journey for like 3-4 years already. But you know what? The same way that other people are doing it, we need to do the same thing. But it's not going to be, they have total control of the money and we don't have say-so about what's being built and done or invested in traditional investment world. We're going to do it in a natural world to where we have control, fourplexes and so on and so forth. Absolutely. And tangible. I've invested in other people's things that they have going on, but I'm a business person. I've been in this industry for many, many years. I know what works and what don't work. I know what's for you and what's not for you. And I try to portray that out to people. But see, everyone is looking for a fast fix, but it's not a fast fix if you don't have control of it and making it happen at the rate that you want to. That's how fast you can make things, because you're focused and you're not waiting on others to do things, and they get you trapped up in bondage again and conditioning because you're working at their pace, at what they think and how they're maneuvering and making money. I've watched a lot in the previous things that I've been a part of. I learned a lot, but I stand fast on what I believe in, stand fast on what God put into my hand to make happen. And I put it back in God's hand to walk with me and help me to make it manifest. That's where I am in life. I talk to my cousin here all the time, and she has the same goals and desire. So I know she's a part of any group that we are putting together to be another person to make it happen. And that's all I'm asking, just to be a member, and let's start to make it happen, because nothing happens if we don't start. Nothing happens, not even failing, if you don't start. So every year is a year later. Every month is a year later. Every week is a year later. We need to do it now. We got to be, like God said, we got to be of his right now people. Right now faith. And let's walk in that and make things happen. I mean, we got more talents and skill than we can deal with. If they did in 1921, if they did like Wall Street in Tulsa, Oklahoma, we know the mistakes that they made, but they also accomplished a lot during their time and what they had to work with. See what I'm saying? If they did it way back then, what about us now with all the skills and talent and knowledge that we have? We have more degrees than anybody can count. But see, degrees are subject specific, and they teach you to pay for those skills and degrees from college and then hire you out. Everything you hear concerning finances, in the bottom line, it's always talking about a job, going to work. Well, what about business? There's a life and a journey and a career and money to be made in a business. That's what they have. They need us to make it work. They're using the numbers without us knowing it. And everybody's on that same path. When I see that happening and everybody's not included equally, I don't deal with that. I don't deal with the norms at all. If normally everybody's doing it that way and it's all benefiting them and their way, I'm not a part of that. I'm about we all will enjoy the fruits of our labor, not just labor and struggle for the enjoyment of the fruits. That's not the way God planned it to be. And I'm not a part of that. So that makes me a lone wolf in the eyesight of people that understand what I'm saying. They would never say anything about it, but they understand because they know that it's hard to move people after they've been conditioned to do things for so long. When you want money, you want a job. When you want more money, you get a second job. It's always that scenario. If you're tired of struggling that way, you go to college, get a degree to get higher pay. It's still part of the same system because they're sending you right back to the working world and the situation and things that they're controlling and doing. That's where we are, people. Sooner we do something about it, the sooner we can begin to change things. I know my family. My family is so huge that it's not even enough to talk about. It's just that large. I could not explain it all today. But just think, if only 1,000 of those relatives that I'm talking about and know and have skills and talents come together, we could build so much wealth till we couldn't even hold all the rest of our family if they decided to come on board with us after 1,000. Just that simple. And I'm not talking about months and years from now. If we had 1,000 family members come into our business tomorrow, we would instantly be a $1 million project. Instantly. That's where people should see and focus on being things. If you want to see miracles, if you want to see things instant, if you're chasing money, see, because that's what you're doing when you have a job. You're working for the money. You are controlled by the owner of whoever you're working for. And we need to pull our talented people from those establishments so that we can build wealth. They can keep their job if they feel insecure with fear, doubt, and skepticism. They can keep their job, or they can come over and start rocking and rolling. That's the way I see it. Because nothing happens unless you start. And every time I see something close to me going through changes financially, it bothers me. Because sometimes the same people that I talk to that's going through are the same people that's having problems. And I try to help, but see, I can only help you if you really help yourself. And that's why I'm at the point now to where the company is going forward and strong. The people that's part, I don't know them, but that's okay. They want to change their financial life. And that's what we're all about. So if I could go on for days because there's so much that I see that needs to be done and so much happening that I want to be able to change. See, we want to be able to change things instantly. Then you can say, hey, it's a miracle. Because we've never been able to take $1 million just like that and change things. I don't need to be a part of something. I can go out and buy 4 plexes. If our group of 1,000 people put together $1 million, we could have at least 3-4 plexes. Those are income producing assets. This is what we got to think about, what you're saying and what you're seeking. An income producing asset, cash, asset, cash, cash, asset, cash. Matthew 18, 19 through 20. Absolutely. I'm going to have to check that out as well too. I love it. See, when we come together, just on the rapport, going backwards and forwards speaking, because I can see everything that happens. It helps me out. It makes me stronger because now I'm going to check out Matthew 18, 19 to 20, and I guarantee it relates right to what I'm talking about. So it's in the word. God, that's why my book talks about the word seed. And it also, the title of my book is Your Money is Worthless. Now, why would I say that? Your money is worthless. I say that because if you don't put your money to work, it's worthless. You work for money, but when you get that money, you don't put it to work. You spend that money, go back to work and make more money, spend that money. But I want to get you on a treadmill to where cash, asset, cash is the formula that you use. You got some cash, you buy, just say we got $1 million cash as our group put together. We got $1 million cash. We build 3 fourplexes, because you can have a new one built anywhere from $250 to $350, according to what state and city and town that you're in. Anywhere $350, just say 300, and we can get 3 of those done. Now we created 3 income producing assets for the group, which is growing, and we all own it. Not 1 or 2 individuals. We all own it. And we can have them built new, not rehabbing and doing other things, but build them new. That's less repairs and things that you have to worry about along the way. And that's all profit in between. Now cash, asset, cash, that's the formula of a wealth. They got cash. They buy assets. Those assets earn more cash, like the fourplexes renting out, all 4 of them will bring more cash. You take that cash and buy another asset and use that formula over and over. Cash, asset, cash, cash, asset, cash. You got to wipe that mindset clean of what we've been conditioned to do for the last 15 or 20 years of our life, and start using other things that the wealthy people use. You don't hear about them. Matthew 18 through 20, the New International Version. For where 2 or 3, I should have known that. Where 2 or 3 are gathered in his name, there am I with him. He's with us. Where 2 or 3 of us together, I said 1,000, but where 2 or 3, he's in the midst. He's in the midst of that. But if our unit, we put together 1,000 people, that's $1 million every time we do it. Just that simple. And I said that because I don't have no secrets. I've learned that what God has for me is for me. How you doing, cuz? Mississippi, Wisconsin, I think. And I'm glad to see you. And thanks for getting on today. I am really excited about where we are in life. Sometimes it takes tragedies of you to reach people or say things that will reach people, and that's part of life. But it's not the part of life. I want to rejoice as well in our accomplishments, what we accomplished. We just took our board members and bought a new fourplex. All 4 of them are rented out. Now we have an income producing asset that we own. Boom. As soon as you buy it, it's yours. Fill them, no problem. Real estate is filling up fast as they can build them. There's no shortage of cash. There's no shortage of money. You have to get in the midst of producing and having something that will bring the money in that people need. We already know what's needed. We already know what's needed. We're going to do our income producing asset wherever the member is. If you're in California, if you got that chapter out there, same apply. If we in Tennessee, the same apply. So, okay, you're looking for that deal now. Okay, that deal now, if you have the cash flow without going and borrowing from the bank, you can do it that way, but I don't advocate that way. I talk about building it without debt. So that's what unification will allow us to do. 4plexes, 5plexes. See, when you get above 5, you're in commercial. We're not there yet. We'll get there later. It has a different stipulations about how and what it is once you pass 5plex, a 5plex. Okay? We're talking about individual income producing assets that don't cost that much money that we're able to put together. Boom, it's done. Can build them brand new from the ground. We don't have to rehab them and things of that nature. Hey, we got $1 million, three fourplexes. Next year, we want to wait a whole year and do it again. Now we got 6 income producing assets that we own and we control. It's not anything to be done with it financially, after 24 months, then we start paying our dividends on our property to our members. Okay. And if you're in your area, what you run there, you run it just like Houston Wall Street Movement. You either own them or your group own them. We're here as a catalyst to help people get it done and use our plan and our setup already in place. See, I've been doing 5 to 6 years of just my company. I got it up to the point to where I wanted to be and how I wanted to help people with it. See, it's not all about me, because if I'm not, I want to build a community of wealthy people. That's the bottom line. I want to be just like Beverly Hills. I tell people that say, well, Mr. Townsend, that's not possible. But yes, it is. Beverly Hills is a community of wealthy people. Puffy Cone lives out there in South Carolina, North Carolina, somewhere. They got islands out there and land and areas where they all live and they all are wealthy. See, we can do whatever it is that our heart desires as long as we have the funds to make it happen in this world, in this society. It ain't about anything else. You need an influx of cash flow to make things happen. People talking about self-made millionaires. There's no such thing. Somebody somewhere helped you to get to where you are. You come together and did it together, or you had the money or borrowed the money and set up a corporation, and you hired secretaries and architects and different engineers to do all the different things to make your company work. They were a part of your wealth building. So there's no such thing as a self-made millionaire unless I give you $1 million and you turn it into $2 million the next year. So you self-made, all you did was duplicated what you already had in the beginning. So that's what we are, and we're looking for people to be part of that. See, we want to keep it simple so everybody understands it. We don't want to go into the stock market and all of that. That's just a deterrent, because everybody don't make it through that. I've been there. I've been security licensed, life insurance licensed. I'm talking about what I know, not just hearsay. I know how the market works. I know the things they use within the market by a risk factor, a non-risk factor, bonds and things of that nature, non-risk factors. But I want to get into the big ones, the big money, where they require that you have $100,000 to $1 million to even invest in that fund. I want to be there, but they said that's the risky one. People still putting into 401ks every day. So the market is not risking anything. That's just control. But not to bust a bubble and what they're doing and all of that, get your own cash flow and build your own wealth. That's what we are. That's what we're talking about doing. See, we control that. You want to add more, add to it, build up, change, or whatever. That's our privilege. We don't have to ask anyone. We borrow $1 million from the bank, we got to pay it back. If I could pay $1 billion back in 6 months, that's the only way I go to the bank, just to have it as a tool to make money. Take that and make things happen over here. Boom, pay them out. Boom, let's do it again. And now we don't need them at all. You know what I'm saying? It's possible. People do it every single day. That's why I like foreigners that come here. They don't go borrow money from the bank. They do it later. But to start, they come together with their own resources, build LLCs, and do things like that collectively in a unit. And then they go into a new subdivision. I'll give you an example from Texas. They built a new subdivision in Texas while I was there. Every home's in there ran anywhere from $400,000 to $500,000. Well, the foreigners would go into that community, buy them one for them to stay, and they would also buy maybe 4 more within that new community, brand new $400,000 and $500,000 homes. They buy them as well, and now they're leasing $400,000 to $500,000 home. They're leasing it $2,500 to $3,000 a month to other people that can't get a home but can have, don't they have the money, can't afford to live in that community. Nothing wrong with that. Income producing assets. So I hope I said something, and I look forward to having all you guys on next Friday. I hope I said something that's beneficial to you, and that you'll be able to make a decision. Call me. My number is within everything here, 501-944-5056. You have information on my website, how to get in touch with me, email, and all of that. And let's talk. But we're already on our way. We're already doing things. So I am ready to rock and roll. And I appreciate everybody that got on the call today. I was glad to hear from Miss Baker, Miss Turner, relatives. That's what I like, because see, we have to start taking care of each other. And we have to start doing things together. Other than everybody making money off of us. That's where we are now. If we don't own it, like Tyler Perry said, if you don't own something, you're going nowhere. You got to own it. He said, I don't want no other accolades other than I was able to help somebody else to be successful on what I've learned to do, and people have helped me to be successful. That's all he did. He become billionaire, but he struggled along the way. And then God started dealing with him. He started doing ownership. He was thinking business other than the job. And he built something great. That's where we are. We're right now, all it needs is our membership and us coming together to make things happen. So I thank everybody for getting on. And I always say, always victory. Always victory. And I will see everyone at the top. And what I mean by that, we all will be the same. If I'm a millionaire, you're a millionaire. We all are millionaires that's members, not the other stuff that, Cousin Deborah, you know what I'm talking about. I never received from my investments because it wasn't the right investment. I learned something there, and I can help people along that way. That was my strategy, but I couldn't get people to do it my way because it was too simple. People don't like to be a part of things that's simple, but simple is powerful. Numbers is powerful, and that's what we use, and that's how we go about doing things. So let's see, Deborah. Yes, I do. I understand. Thanks. Give me a call. Okay, when you can. Love y'all. Love all y'all family. Okay, see what I'm saying? I love that, and we need to have more of that on my calls, and invite a guest to look in. We'll have reports. I want you on my shows. You people that came on today, I'd love to have you on my show and build that report, because what's on your mind and what you're thinking, we're able to talk about it right then, and we can move forward. So I will give you a call, Deborah, and I will get off here. Normally I try to do within an hour, so I'm within the hour. So I'm sounding out now. So I love each and everybody. I hope I said something today that could help you to make an intelligent decision concerning your money, finances, and debt. No fear, no doubt, no skepticism live within my household. So hello, Miss Pace. How you doing? That's one of my business partners from a long, long time ago. Glad to hear from you. Glad to hear from you. So I'm sorry you got in right on the end of it here, but I do it every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And just chime in with us. Ms. Pace, you can give me a call, or I'll give you a call afterwards. And I want to thank everybody for getting on. Okay, she said yes. So, we go way back. I'd love to have her on my show. That it just sent chills on my arm just then. I was just talking about the show and all of that, and she would be a perfect one. She said she would be back on again. Yeah, I'd like to have her as a guest speaker on my show, on the podcast show here. So I'll talk to you about that. And thanks for getting on. And I hope I said something today that everyone can use and apply it to your life. I am just so full today. I'm full of everything, but you know, God, He delivers us from all things. So there's nothing that's holding me back or keeping me from going forward. I just want to say bless to each and every one that got on the call today. And I will see you Friday for Financial Friday. Don't forget, through the week, we also have 7 p.m. Where I answer questions and I show people different details about the Wall Street movement, where we're going and what we're doing. Okay, so thank you. God bless, and I'll see everybody at the top.